Hi, I'm Lihi, founder of Creative Express Studio, and I'm here today to tell you that if you cannot find time for creativity, that's good. Now, allow me to explain. I'll begin with a question. Are you always dreaming of something, of doing something creative? And are you disappointed when you cannot fit this into your current life because you have no time? Well, I'm here to introduce you to an easy stress relief technique. It's free. It takes less than 5 minutes. And in a few minutes, we will dive into a writing exercise, which is this practice I'm talking about. So get ready for 3 minutes of writing. Go ahead, find a keyboard or a piece of paper and a pen, or even your phone. Open a new email, write your piece in it, and address it to me, Lihi at creativeexpress.studio, and send it to me when you're done, because I really want to see what you write. But as you're looking for your pen and paper or get organized, before we go into doing this, I will take a few more minutes out of your precious time, because I want to tell you that I am personally familiar with this feeling disappointed that I cannot fit a creative activity into my current life. So I know firsthand that when we cannot find time to do the thing we want to do for ourselves, for our personal well-being, it could feel like we are stuck. It could feel painful. And I'm not here to let's get one thing straight. I am not here to get you unstuck in the way these words are used in the conventional self-help arena these days. No. So instead, I would like to invite you to cut yourself some slack. Cut yourself some slack, okay? Let's take a moment, take a step back before we jump into creativity. Let's take a moment to look at this from a new perspective with the question: is creativity what you really need right now? So here is how I see this. We might be sometimes too stressed about our circumstances. Sometimes we are too stressed to engage in creativity. Stress gets in the way of creativity. When we are stressed, we need support. We can find it by doing something familiar and comforting. And I'm here to be very clear. Creativity is neither. Creativity is not supportive, familiar, and comforting. So creativity is uncertainty and the wild. And it can be scary. It can feel scary. I mean, it's not really scary, but it can feel scary. Now, I believe in giving ourselves the grace of comfort first. I'm not talking about a weekend away at a spa, okay? I am talking about stopping self-judgment for 1 minute, at least. Here's the invitation. Experiment. Take 1 minute a day, at least, for not judging yourself, for all the things you tend to judge yourself about. And I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about what I know from my own head. And I'll tell you, I'll give you a few examples of common self-judgment statements. I got those off the internet, so this is how common they are, okay? But I know them from my own head very well. So here's the first one. I'm quoting, "I'm such a jerk. How could I have said that?" Here's the second one. I'm so stupid. I should have learned this by now. Here's the third one. I'll give you two more. I'll never be good enough. I'll never do it right enough. And the last one. No one could love me. I'm not lovable. End of quotes. Now, those statements are never the truth. I know them well, very well from my own head, and I promise you, you can be free of them. You have permission. These statements are lying to you. You don't have to believe me. You are invited to experiment and try, see what happens. What leads to better results? Believing those thoughts or letting them float away without worrying about them? Because, I will say it again, letting them float away without worrying about them is a valid option. Get that? Okay. I'll say that again. Letting such cruel statements about yourself, letting them float away without worrying about them is a valid option and one that brings good results. Okay, now that you took a break from self-judgment, considering if you tried my little experiment there, and if you feel better and stronger, and perhaps you are ready to engage in creativity. Again, when we cannot find time to do that thing that we always dream of doing, it could feel like we are stuck. Maybe time is something that you are still lacking. But remember that you are not stuck because you don't really need much time. You can be creative in even 2 or 3 minutes. And I'll ask you again, if you are always dreaming of doing something creative and feeling disappointed when you cannot fit it into your current life, I know that well, consider that, even that being one of your stressors. Interesting, right? Now, I invite you to begin here with me. And let's have a 3-minute creative writing exercise together, right here, right now. Let's go into our exercise. I'm about to tell you 3 words. Please write them down at the top of your page. Then I will set a 3-minute timer for us, and we will begin writing. I will be writing also, and I'll be sharing my piece at the end of the 3-minute video. Remember, I really want to read yours, so please send it to me to lee@creativeexpress.studio. I'll see you there. Before we go into it, I'll take 1 more minute of your time to give you some advice about writing, real quick. Those 3 words that I'm giving you, think of them as toys to play with. Jump between them as if they were trampolines. The first thing to come to your mind, put it down on paper. Without it making any sense, there is no need to make sense. I know it's a challenge because we are used to doing things this way, in another way, right? We cannot do this in our daily lives. So it's a challenge to suddenly do this. Stop making sense, trying not to make sense, but Here exactly lies the benefits of trying this. So let's see what happens when we try this and how it makes us feel. Discover that. I encourage you to do another weird thing. Avoid planning or knowing what it is that you are writing about. Here, in this space, you are allowed to write badly and make no sense. Again, this is an invitation to try this, and let's see what happens. You do not need any talent or writing experience to be doing this. All you need is to show up and do this. Okay, I'm going to give you the 3 words for our exercise and set the timer for us. Word number 1, unproven. A thing that cannot be proved. Okay, unproven. Word number 2, ask. Ask, like asking a question. Ask. Word number 3, elephant. Elephant. Take freedom with those words. Unproven, ask, and elephant. Don't take them as like strictly. Play with them. Be playful. Let me set our timer and we'll go into it. Oops, should have prepared this in advance. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to start the timer and grab my notebook. Okay. Start. Go. Okay, time's up. Nice. I hope you enjoyed this. I sure did. It turned out much funnier than I expected. I'm going to read you mine. But remember something. You should never compare your piece to anybody else's, because every person has their own style. It's amazing how different people write, how different in different styles. Also, when I read my piece, for sure, do not compare, especially if you don't have experience writing, because I am an experienced writer. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying this to be clear. No comparison here. I hope you can remember that. Very important. Okay, I'm going to read you my piece. Here we go. It is an unproven fact that if you ask an elephant about the weather, they will use their trunk to act as a weather forecast elephant and give you a pretty precise answer. But ask that elephant what time it is, and they will be indifferent. Well, they don't care what time it is, unless it's lunchtime. So that's it for now. Thank you for writing with me. And remember to share with me what you wrote. And if you want more, click the link that will point you to a sign-up form where you can get, I think, 5 more of those for free right to your inbox. You can go ahead and check that out. And either way, I'll see you next time. Thank you for your time. Bye.